Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and this is Art Journal Flip, one of two art journals that I've been working on over the past year or so. I started getting back into it maybe late 2019, I want to say, probably October 2019, after like a good hiatus. Back in 2018 when my mom was going through chemo, and doing that chemo she got really weak and she was falling quite a bit out of bed. But this time she was in the bathroom and she fell or fainted or whatever, and she hit her head and got a she had a nice little goose egg and she hurt her knee. So she went to the hospital and other things happened, and she was in the hospital for a while. Then she went to the rehab at that hospital for her knee. She came home for like a day, and then she had to go back to the hospital because she couldn't walk on her leg because of her knee. So she was in the hospital for about a week, and then she went to a rehab, a different one, for a lot longer. And so I wasn't really doing any art, any mixed media of any kind, art journaling, any other than diamond painting. That's when I started that. And it was much easier to do that when she was home after getting out of rehab than doing art journaling mixed media, because when she called me for taking her to the bathroom or whatever, or fixing her food, I would have to stop what I'm doing, clean my hands, because I didn't want to get painty hands on her or the wheelchair or whatever. So I just stopped doing art mixed media and did diamond painting. And then after she died, I hardly did anything for a while. It took a long time to get back into art journaling. I wanted to, and I didn't want to force myself, because if I forced myself in doing this, it would make crap. Well, sometimes I made crap, but yeah, so I didn't get into it right away. And when I got back into it, some of the streams that I watched, they were doing prompt games, so I would write the prompts down and do it, either following along with them or doing it later. So that's what a lot of these things are. And I even made my own deck of cards with prompts, like I showed you in a previous vlog, because sometimes I can't jumpstart doing it as of late, so the cards help. But anyway, so this is the first one, and the cover is from flat art canvas that I did years ago. This was a journal that I made that I tried to sell, and obviously it didn't sell. So I used it for my own, and I used paint and stencils and sprays. And the brick stencil, what I used on it was the Tim Holtz crackle paste, and it got thick, and it was starting to get hard, but I used it to, on it, and it crackled very nicely as it got thicker. So, and this is another old, probably discontinued, most likely, Prima Julie Nutting wooded pieces that I painted. And the paper is like, there's dictionary paper in here, and calendar pages, dictionary pages, kids dictionary pages, book paper, like Winnie the Pooh, or there's like advertising book in here, packaging, all kinds of stuff in here. And I did have to take out some of the pages because it was getting quite thick and it was getting hard to close the rings, because I would take out a page to work on it and then put the page back in when done, and it was getting kind of hard to close, to close the rings. So I took those pages out. So, and like I said, it had to be October when I started doing this, because the first few pages are Halloween, and they were doing a Halloween prompt game at the time. So this was a calendar page and a tablecloth. The stamp is from Viva Las Vegas, and I stamped him on jelly print paper, and that's Viva Las Vegas. There's an Inkadoo and Tim Holtz and that. And this, I don't know if I'll ever finish it. It started out with purple paint and a Julie Nutting doll dressed in Halloween paper. And another Halloween page, and this was a napkin that I got at Target a couple years ago, and Julie Nutting, and the drink is from Canvas Corp, 12 by 12 paper with drinks, and that's a Tim Holtz sticker, Halloween stickers, words. And this is a jelly print. It's from the Atlas that you'll see in the next video, and that's me. And a lot of these pages are, I want to say depression, but I don't really want to say depression. But I don't know any other words to call it. Back in the pandemic last year, back in, I want to say late spring, maybe April, May through October 27th. I remember the day I snapped out of it. I was not happy-go-lucky. And a lot of these pages, the word with the stuff I printed from Pinterest kind of shows that. Because in the beginning of the pandemic and the self-quarantining, I even jokingly said it in my vlogs, beginning of the pandemic, the self-quarantine or self-isolation. And, people on the news are like talking about the self-isolation getting to people and stuff. And I'm like, it'll never happen to me. I'm used to being by myself. I'm an only child. It won't happen. I won't get like that. And as soon as I snapped out of it and realized it, yeah, I got like that. Even though, like, if I talk to people from the group or something, I act like nothing's wrong. And obviously there was. And we went to the doctor, and I was kind of down and out. And he asked me how I'm doing and stuff. And I'm like, I'm fine, bored. And he's like, we're all bored. And, like, but I was kind of down and out and not myself. And I'm sure if you go back in the vlogs last year, I was crying practically almost every day and stuff. And especially like around the summer, that was like around the 1 year mark. My mom, so that's me. And I got that off of Pinterest. This was packaging from a Julie Nutting stamp. And she's from a coloring book page. I think I tried to do a crackle on here, and it really didn't crackle that well with, white school glue. But this was another thing I got off of Pinterest. That's from a Coloring Haven. And I think this was scrapbook paper. And this, what I put in here, I wrote that I got off of Pinterest. And the picture I printed was a totally different color scheme than this. So I wrote it out. And it says, you never realized how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. And it was a simple black paper and metallic paint. And this was in the prom game. Again, the me and ribbon and all that big paper and lots of layers. And I used the Tim Holtz either the snarky sticker pack or the regular stickers. They're like 1,000 years old by now. This was back in November. And it was a prompt, I think, it was a prompt game thing. So paint, and I just went over the background. I put a stencil down in black paint. And this is from Sticker Nation 2 in the button. This page I did not like. It was a prompt game. Did not like the results, but this was from Seven Gypsies, Canvas Corp. And another prompt game. The hexagons. The paper was a Rolodex card that I just painted with the color, and then I took a stencil and on the back of the Rolodex I traced the hexagons out and to cut them out. And this is from a Disney book I got from, at the time, book outlet. It's called, it's Disney's Who's Who. It has every single character from every single Disney Pixar movie out as, I forget. Well, obviously not the last few years. I forget which was the last. I think Zootopia was the last one. And I'll post the link in the description below, the Amazon link, and then it will be an affiliate link for that book. And I also use rub-ons from Seven Gypsies, because a lot of the stuff I got when I was on the design team. Or they didn't call it a design team, they called it something else. There's another page that I did not like. I was using the tail end of my texture paste. I haven't really bought any art supplies for quite a while, and I've been using what I have. I have bought some paint recently, and I also bought a matte medium, but really I haven't bought that much. Been using what I have. And that's also from Seven Gypsies. And the stamp is from the Las Vegas Stamps. The wings right here are from Seven Gypsies, or Canvas Corp. And the coloring book, the girl is from Coloring Book page. I forget when I bought these last year, but I can't really show you the pages because they have a huge copyright thing about showing the pages without permission. So anyway, I'll probably post the links in the description below as well. Fashion coloring book for girls 8 to 12, but come on. That's what the back looks like. I think this one, yeah, the last few pages in here are more anime, but it's that one, and another one is called Fashion Coloring Book for Girls. Again, same thing. And I think a lot of these are repeats. Not so much these two. I don't remember. Yeah, this one, some of them repeat, but different sizes and stuff. And this one does repeat also. Jumbo fashion coloring book for girls. There's 300 images in here. There are some, I want to say repeats, but not really. Some of the same girls, but they're like, I noticed like they're either smaller or they're like this one. She's in a different image in here. I think she's in front of a bicycle, drinking coffee. But I really like these. They're perfect for art journaling. So I've been using these a lot lately, more than the magazines. So, you know, you do a bunch of backgrounds, and then, you know, in the office, I do a bunch of backgrounds, and then come in here, and I have like the tote, the craft tote with these coloring books and markers and crayons and pencils, and I take the backgrounds and try to match them up with the picture I find that I like, that I think will go with the page, and I color, and I try to match the colors of the background to the clothing. So, you know, that one, again, I did the same thing with the index card for that. This was a simple one, another book page. Some of these are probably more recent. Bunch of stuff. This one was not even a prompt. I just threw a bunch of stencils and colors and liked it. And that was a coloring book page. This was obviously Christmas because this was scrapbook paper and I just went with it. And the paper I used for the clothing and hair are from October Afternoon. Background, and tell the coloring book pages. And the paper here, the card is from Prima. And I used leftover paint on here. I started out with black paper. Well, this was black paint, ink through the stencil, and then white paint through the stencil, and all that. So, the coloring book page, that's from Creative Haven, the Misfits book. A napkin on dictionary paper, and coloring book page. This one I finished the other day because what I usually do the backgrounds, or in either come in here to color the coloring book pages and glue them on, and later I go and find sentiments and stuff to glue them on. That's usually the last step. And a winter page. This was another prompt one. I think this was like my depression type. Let you read that one. The wings are from Canvas Corp, and I used more texture paste. I think I used it like on 3 pages because I was finishing it up because there wasn't much left, because I used it on here as well. These wings are from my book. And this one says, I'm way too good at pretending I'm okay. And that's what I was doing a lot of the times. And that was, what's this? That was another, I don't know if it was another, no. That was, I thought it was from Atlas. That was actually a dictionary page. And this was this is actually a bag from back in the day when these were all the rage, made in a pocket. And that was from the same Disney book. And the lyrics are from Taylor Swift. I had that cut up for a while, and the right size for this page, for this journal. So, and this was back in January when I did this one. And I just used letters or words that I found in the magazine. I have a bunch in 2 drawers. And that's time consuming. I don't tend to do that too often because it's time consuming, and it's like kind of overwhelming to look at all these words and like try to come up with something. This was another prompt thing, and another sticker from Sticker Nation too. Again, I think this was from January. This was definitely from January. I don't think this was a prompt, but the picture is the Anne Frank statue from I forget where it's at. I want to say, I don't remember where it's from. I want to say the Anne Frank house in Holland, but there's another statue somewhere else. But anyway, the quote is from her. Human greatness does not lie in wealth or power, but in character and goodness. I typed up or copy and pasted a bunch of her quotes and printed them, and I did that recently. I did that the other day with some other quotes, because that way I have them on hand. This one I liked because this was a napkin, and I got at IKEA, and then I used some of my neon paints. I really liked how it turned out, and I used rub-ons from Me and My Big Ideas. They're old, and these two stickers are from a paper collection mini from Simple Stories, I want to say. And simple background. She's from the Disney Day by Day calendar from a couple of years ago. And another simple page. And he's also from the Disney book from, as I show the other two pages, the Who's Who. And another page. And this sticker is from that same paper collection that from the other one I just showed you. From that one. And the stamps are from, that stamp is from Viva Las Vegas Stamps. From that you can see it. Sorry for the lighting. I don't have any lights on. I just have, light is from the window. And these I just finished yesterday. Well, I colored the pages last night, or the coloring pages last night, and I finished them this morning. And that's from the Me and My Big Ideas, one of the planner sticker packs. And I just backed it on white copy paper, and then that one I popped on foam tape. And this quote is from A.A. Milne. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. That's the story of my life. And you see where that's from. And that's the end of that one. And like I said, there was more pages in here, but yeah, like I said, it was getting kind of chunky, so I took those out. And so that's that one. And I'll be back with another journal flip. So thanks for watching.